Next year, Apple is going to remove support for Rosetta. And the question that most of us are wondering, how are games going to be supported? A lot of games depend on this. So what we're going to be taking a look at today is how crossovers bridges that gap. This week, CodeWeavers released their answer, which is utilizing FFX technology to run ARM, and we're able to get a Windows ARM bottle along with a Steam version of Windows that is on ARM. And so we're going to be taking a look at benchmarks and game comparisons in this video. Let's take a look now, and also before that, understand the whole methodology and explanation of this technology. So look, here's the whole stack. Your Windows game sits on top. Wine translates the window calls into something macOS understands. Underneath that, something has to turn Intel instructions into Apple Silicon ones. That's where the Apple part is switching off, which is Rosetta, and the graphics calls come out to the side and get turned into metal. So if you follow Mac gaming or this channel, you know that I do a lot of laptop tests, but primarily in MacBooks. That's just what the algo covers. And we can see here that they released a crossover preview to showcase ARM64. Kind of just going over it, it showcases how they got here, going from Wine 8.0 all the way now to Wine 11, and then kind of reading through it. It doesn't support Apple GamePort Toolkit, which is the D3D metal, which allows you to get DX12 games running. But on this video, we're going to be testing out not just some benchmarks, but actually doing the DXMT version of how to play games. And so that's what we'll be primarily testing in this video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed some of the content. So like I said, let's actually understand exactly how crossovers works. What it does is it runs Intel code. So Mac OS ships with Rosetta 2, and then crossover builds on this to use a Wine, what they have been publicly available for a while, Wine, and building on top of that enhancements to run Windows games. Particularly what I do is just install Steam and then run most Windows games like you would any Windows laptop. But everything in that picture is just Rosetta, and Apple is switching it off. And so, as I mentioned in the video, Crossovers decided to rebuild it. Their FEX, which I suppose I could say as FEX, built the plumbing to go native. So Wine Launcher native. Games are not. They still get translated. But if you look here in the activity monitor, it shows as Apple. So another kind of faster improvement that you could do. And so the trick actually is letting native ARM code and Intel games share one process called ARM64EC. And that's exactly what I tested and showcased if you've seen some of my other videos on the Snapdragon laptops. So be sure to check out my channel, sub, if you'd like to see kind of the latest in how gaming on ARM is kind of a lane that I'm found people like doing. And then, of course, Dota 2. So just some graphics and explainers here of how I actually tested. A lot of it was done with some Python scripts, kind of giving the Windows equivalent of HW info, getting temperatures, power levels, stuff of that nature. And I will say one caveat, I need to admit, I've never actually tested benchmarks before or from the power and heat level. And a lot of times when people ask comments, I was ignorant and saying like, oh, Apple, I've never seen frame stutters, or if they throttles, it's like not as bad as throttling with Windows. But when testing with Panther Lake, I also noticed, they have fans, etc., that the throttling wasn't as bad as well. But I did actually, when looking at data, see that there was thermal throttling with lower performance and stuff of that nature. So I admit I was wrong. Now I'm testing it in my videos, and now I'm showcasing some of it in the M5 MacBook Air, which does not have fans. So just keep that in mind when, if you use this video for future, future laptop purchases. Just something to keep in mind. M5s do not have fans, where the M5 MacBook Pro Chases does, along with ideas of the MacBook M5 Pro or M5 Max. So really the most typical game I always cover is Dota 2, and this is a game that has the macOS version that runs Rosetta, goes straight to the, I think it's Molten VK, and then there's the crossover version which runs the Windows version, and that is tested with the Intel bottle and ARM bottle. So let's take a look at some of the results. The ARM starts out just a methodology thing, and well, what I just mentioned with the M5, 16 degrees hotter than the native one. So keep that in mind with some of my testing. I needed to kind of cool it down more. One thing we could see here is that the thing runs on the Mac build. The x86-64 is Intel code running on Rosetta. So it's just different ways of emulating, and we'll take a look at how that does. Additionally, as well, I tested Cyberpunk because there's the native, so we could get ideas of if, for example, Dota 2 or other developers went fully native, how that compares of, you know, Cyberpunk runs natively Metal FX versus using an emulation. As I mentioned, Crossover's ARM doesn't support D3D Metal 12, so we don't get to run it on kind of the ARM bottle, but we still can run the Intel bottle and use D3D Metal just to get an idea of, you know, what the potential of Mac gaming could be if there was Metal redevelopment versus emulation. So this is something you could test yourself, or if you're interested in seeing, perhaps some people are still on Mac 26 and didn't go to the beta. This allows you to run Metal 4 along with other performance enhancements. So I personally think in Mac 27 beta, there's the public beta you could download. Runs pretty quick, but I found that there's a Final Fantasy benchmark that helps kind of test in a different version. So all I had to do is run this on the two different bottles, the Steam Intel bottle and the Steam ARM bottle, and we can see in the results below how it stacks up. So one thing I just want to call out is that CodeWeavers themselves, they're not fully confident in some of this initial FEX development. They do mention, you know, some things might not launch, so keep this in mind. I will say that the Crossovers preview ARM version is universal, so you could still run your Intel bottles, which is what I was doing. And then as a side note, there is Gameport Toolkit Beta 2 that came out. I am in the middle of testing it and can do some comparisons there, but like it's just an incremental update, not too much changes there from what I saw on Mac 27 and Gameport Toolkit 4 Beta 1. And then kind of like what they say, no Direct 12, no DLSS basically, so you're only running DXMT. And then for a test that I'll showcase now, there was Tomb Raider that has a benchmark file but doesn't actually write out some of the FPS stuff. It wasn't running on D3D Metal to test it out, but we do have the Tomb Raider numbers we can take a look at now. So is Mac gonna be over in a year? No, there's always the push from Apple to go to native, such as No Man's Sky, Cyberpunk, they converted. But for those of you who have been doing this emulation method to play some of the games, I personally find that Dota 2 runs better on Windows. But today I was testing out a little with macOS, and some of the benchmark numbers kind of show that it's possible. I need to play a full game on it before I went to Vegas, and I was testing the Panther Lake. I noticed some slowdown, which is why I took Panther Lake if I did some gaming in Vegas. But yeah, this open source emulator, CodeWeavers, running fine. Seems like it will be supported in future versions, even if Apple takes it away. Let me know if you guys are interested in testing some of this out. You can leave in the comments. I'll try to respond to some of my tests. They're all Python scripts and stuff of that nature. Happy to see you guys on the channel. Hopefully now that I've included Panther Lake in my lineup, people of this channel who are making decisions on laptops have a better idea or picture of what kind of laptop they could pick up. Honestly, I think that even though some of the bench numbers are good with the M5, I still kind of think that sometimes Windows gaming is better. We could see kind of with Cyberpunk scores, the Panther Lakes did better, but it does have fans, it does get kind of loud. I do think that the Acer build, of course, is better than MSI. So that's one of the things with like deciding on Apple versus Windows is who's the manufacturer going to get. Are there review people saying how it does? And are there review people testing out thermals and power limits as well? Whereas Apple has unified the vertical system that's like, okay, it's M5 Air, MacBook Neo, MacBook Air, MacBook Pro. So you have like three kind of choices, but you could expect consistent results between them. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy some of this content, enjoy some of the more data I'm putting into it. One thing perhaps I should have done and will be in a more detailed videos as it come later is checking out how the MacBook Air thermal profile does with the new IR camera I got. But other than that, hope you guys having a good day, having a good year. Almost like it's already August. It's crazy. Time flies so fast. But I'll see you guys in some of the next videos. Take care.